let's talk about the space in between. When you are waiting for your manifestation to come true, for your reality to catch up on what you've asked for. Because I feel like this is the crucial point when we either, break and we go back to the old ways of how we used to do things, how we feel familiar, or how we basically know what's true for us before we can elevate to the space of unknown, of the unfamiliar. And I think this is such a crucial point actually in manifestation, or if you don't want to relate it to manifestation, in life in general, because we often ask for things, right? We daydream, we wish like, oh, I wish I had this, I wish I had that. And we just say it so many times without even realizing what it takes. And then when this opportunity or this reality is presented for us, or there is a certain test coming up for us to see and to basically test us if we are capable and able to hold this reality, we suddenly get scared, or we don't know how to hold this, we don't know how to act on this. And this is why I believe there is no such a thing as overnight success, or that things just happen out of nowhere. I mean, it's absolutely possible, but I don't think many of us are ready for this to be true, because we will be so shocked and so chaotic, and we wouldn't know how to actually hold this thing. So, for example, if I was to give an example, I could talk about myself when I was, working in a job that I didn't necessarily enjoy, or I wasn't feeling that was my passion, my purpose, or anything like that. And every day I had this thought in my head, like, I wish I was not working. I wish I was not working. So, after repeating that over and over again, it was my intention, it was the energy that I was holding behind when entering the job, when doing that job. And I was always elsewhere in my head. I still did my job, but I was not actually present. And that turned into me, being laid off from that job. So I was actually, it was not that a serious job. It was when I was traveling in Australia, and I was, traveling and working to support my travels. But this really proved the point, because I was, gripping onto the job because I felt like, okay, I need to do something, I need to make money, I'm running out of money. And then when I was in that job, I literally hated it. So after being laid off, I was so taken back, and I felt like this is unfair. Why did it happen? There was no explanation for me and given at that time. But actually looking back at that time, I realized and completely understand that it was my energy, it was my intention behind it, and I really didn't want to remain there. So the universe actually rearranged everything for me and made me stop working there. It was actually my wish coming true. But at the same time, it was so hard for my ego to actually comprehend that and to accept that was the way it was going to happen. And absolutely it led me to much better things for me, more aligned for me. There was no doubt about it. But at the time, at the point of my life, I didn't see that. And if you are at the time in your life where you are asking for something, or you are really being intentional about what you don't want, because that is also a way of proving and showing to the universe what you don't want in your life, so it's very easily removed from you. So I want you to ask yourself question: are you capable and able to withstand this in between? Because if you are asking for what you don't want and you don't know yet what you want, the things will be cleared for you. There is no doubt about it. But how you will approach that in between, that push, that squeeze, because it's not going to be comfortable. You will be faced with your own decisions, your choices, and your intentions, and how you got yourself into this place. How you will approach this in between will actually refine and define how these things are going to go forward. You know, basically, are you going to pass the test, or are you going to get into denial and you're going to start blaming the situations, blaming the circumstances, and saying that you didn't actually ask for it? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? When in fact you did ask for it. So are you capable to withstand this and actually stand your ground, and even in the uncertainty to hold onto your vision, and hold onto your mission, and hold on to the faith that you know what is coming is better than what is left behind? Because that is all that matters. And you know, I started noticing these patterns in my life and how this whole thing works. And it's not so much about that we are being tested, like, you know, in a way, like, yeah, there you go, like, prove yourself, or you know, it is actually doing, it's happening for us. It's happening for us. It's not some bad guy or bad God, or I don't know who and what you believe in. But it is not just to make fun of this, you know. Like, sometimes it is funny actually when you think about it. Look at everything from the bigger picture. But when you realize that this is all happening for you, and you get to decide, you choose, and you at some point chose this, whether it was your actions, daily actions, or sudden, you know, shake-ups, or your rituals, or your, you know, daily behaviors, actions, and they accumulated to get you to this point. So you are in the point where you get to choose and get to prove what you said or what you asked for. Did you really mean it? And are you capable and able to hold this? So it's not about like, yeah, here you are, test yourself, like it's right or wrong. No, it's neutral. Like, your stance, your energy, your intention is gonna distinguish and decide whether or not you can have this thing or you can hold on to this thing, because everything else will be removed. Because why would you ask for something that you cannot necessarily sustain, right? It's the same thing when people are saying like, I don't want to work, or I want to have lots of money, or I don't know, all these kinds of things. And suddenly when the opportunity comes and they are, you know, presented with that, they are presented with not having to go to work, with having a lot of money on disposal, and they will just blow it up because they are not capable of, you know, sustaining that, because there was no foundation laid before this came into the reality. That's why I'm talking about, you know, having this, in a way, you need to train yourself. There is always this training ground to get you to something. That's why when we are asking for something, we should start with things to not overwhelm us, something that we are capable to work with, because it will be very hard for our nervous system and for our, you know, being. If we are not feeling safe in something, we will sabotage it. It's the most probable choice. So we need this training ground. We actually need it for us to level up on this level, to be able to get to this point where this is our new reality and it comes as a second nature to us. That's all that it is. So I just want to ask you at the end of this video, like, think about what you are truly asking for, and are you laying the foundation day by day, brick by brick, to be able to hold this if this comes to a reality tomorrow, 1 week from now, 2 weeks from now? Are you gonna be feeling safe in your body, in your being, in your soul, in your reality to hold this? Are you gonna be feeling like, yes, this is what I deserve, this is what I have, I'm worthy of this, and I'm completely okay, and I'm not gonna sabotage this unconsciously, consciously? So that's what I want to ask you.